So you want to know how you can really know who's butthurt and who's not? When you got to start blocking people just for saying stuff. And this guy didn't even say too much of anything. Yet Mr. Tiny Toons went ahead and started hitting the block button. That's how you know who's butthurt. Anyway, on to the show. Guys, Zeph here, and on the heels of the whole drama bit with Tiny Toons guy, I want to go ahead and talk about one in particular thing that has been kind of close to my heart, and that's the fact we're talking about Ubuntu, we're talking about Linux. Now, what is Ubuntu? Ubuntu is basically a free operating system. Let me repeat that for those who don't know about it. Free operating system, free being that you don't have to pay for anything, that you can go ahead and use on your computer. And for the most part, it's actually, I can't say 100% compatible with all systems, but it's damn sure more compatible than Windows. I've actually had systems where I've installed Linux on it and it works great. I'll install Windows on it and we got a problem. But right now, a lot of developers are starting to go ahead and kind of ease towards Linux because they're understanding that gamers and people out there, they're getting tired of Windows. They're ready to go ahead and make that next step. And I think that the biggest way to make the next step is through gaming and through Steam. Now, Gabe Newell has pretty much been very vocal about how much he is absolutely loving Linux and Ubuntu and how it is so open source that he can go ahead and do pretty much anything and anything that he wants and actually create his desired or his whatever you want to call it, his epic dream, if you want to actually come true. So I'm very happy with that. Now, with that being said, Steam actually supports about well over 200 different titles for the actual Linux distribution. Give me 1 second. I'll actually go ahead right now and actually take a peek. Oops, that's right there, actually. It's right in front of me. So, a couple games that just come to mind. Crusader Knights, the X franchise, Awesome Knots, Leisure Suit Larry, Dungeon Defenders, which, for the record, Dungeon Defenders was actually created in the current town I live in right now, which is actually Gainesville, so that sounds pretty cool. Little Inferno, Trine and Trine 2, Shank, and a lot of games like that. Legend of Grimlock, which I actually heard was really good. I want to go ahead and get that. And so, just to kind of give you a kind of glimpse on how much, as well as all Linux, all Valve games too, such as like, Left 4 Dead and things of that nature. So Left 4 Dead and Team Fortress, all those games are supported by Linux for the most part. Now, with that being said, I want to kind of give you a kind of glimpse into why I'm really believing that this is going to be, it's going to kind of get bigger through Steam. And the reason why is that because when you go ahead and take a peek at the amount of games that's currently being held for the Mac OS X, keep in mind, up until Steam actually showed its face, not a lot of people really did support the Mac. Just to be honest about it, not a lot of people really did support the Mac when it comes down to gaming. So I'm happy to report that we are looking at least a grand total of well over 700 games for the Mac. And keep in mind that this Steam has only come out for the Mac maybe 2 years ago, maybe a little more than 2 years ago. So I suspect that you're going to see a lot of growth within Linux as well, and hopefully just as fast. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. And Linux is a real big part of it too. I kind of got to say this because it's kind of on my mind to say it, but this is how you can really find out who actually knows about, technology and who knows about gaming, on PCs and whatnot versus other people, because the ones who really know won't be talking about, you need to throw $200 in for an operating system. First of all, operating systems don't cost $200. You can get them for a hell of a lot cheaper. You can get them for $50. And second of all, you're not going to forget about Linux. Linux is not at that point yet. Absolutely not. Not by itself at least. Because keep in mind, you also have things like Wine, which is an actual Windows emulator, which actually will go ahead and emulate Windows. And then you also have other things as well, such as VMware, which can actually go ahead and emulate games too. It doesn't do as well as Wine does in certain aspects, but it does do decent for itself. overall, I highly believe that this is actually going to be kind of like a point in the right direction. You know, I really do believe that Linux will be kind of the main thing. You know, a lot of people is going to go start moving towards Linux. And I think one of the biggest reasons why is because after that, they've kind of realized that they don't have to go ahead and pay for Windows. And because, you know, you got to pay for a lot for Windows. Like, you got to pay for Windows, you got to pay for the development kit and, you know, things of that nature. Where here and now, you've got Linux, which you can go ahead and develop for Linux anytime you want to. And the only one you really got to pay is pretty much Steam just to go ahead and put it on there. So I'm really supporting Linux. I've actually installed Linux on my system already. I'm looking forward to you know, paying and assisting Linux and its developers with the development of Wine, and so we can go ahead and get a lot of games really going on Linux. But let me know what you guys, for those who actually know about Linux, let me know. And if you got any questions about Linux, please don't forget to answer them right here in the comment section below, because if I can't answer them, I know a lot of people out there who are more than willing to answer any and every question to educate a lot of you about Linux. You know, I'm just being honest with you. Let me know what you guys think. You guys have a good night. I'm out.